Oh, someone's there. It's working. Thomas Maynard, thank you. It's working. Bear with me. Why can't I see it? Someone said, yeah, it must be working. There's 3 people watching. My God, it's working. I can't see the video. Amazing. Braund, you wanted a shout out. It's working now. Fantastic. Why can't I see it? Where is it? Where is it? Braund, you're on Messenger. Help me out. Where is it on the channel? I can't see the video. I can't see the video. Where is it? Bear with me. I'll, once I figure out where. Smelly friend is here. Good. Great to know. Great. Always good to see smelly friend. Why can't I see the damn video? It's on the homepage of your channel on the mobile app for you. Oh, was it? Cheers, Braund. Well, I can't see it, which is going to make it tricky to... It's at the top of the main channel page. Is it? Is it? This must be great content. Alright, well, this just might mean I can't see comments and such, I suppose. Bear with me. I have a link. Yes, excellent. Braund has sent me a link. Thank you, James. This is presumably going to work. Oh my God. Brilliant. There we go. Yes, we're on. Thanks, James. We have, right, yay, it's working now. Try refreshing, didn't work. Hooray, brilliant, excellent. Welcome, Strategy Battle Goes to another GBHL YouTube video. You'll be host GBHL Damian in fine form. It's my first live outing. And we are here to discuss the 7 Stones tournament and to do the group draw, which should be quite exciting. Never done this live nonsense before. If my internet packs up, I can only apologise. Do get involved. There is a live chat bar that I can now see, thank courtesy of Mr. Braund. There it is. It's gone again. No. There we go. So I will be following this little live chat stream, which hopefully will be updating. So, obviously, 7 Stones is 1 week away. Woo! It's very strange to me knowing that people are watching this, but aren't then kind of responding. So, woo! 7 Stones is 1 week away. That's pretty exciting. 17 people watching. Welcome. And so what we obviously want to do the group draw, find out who is going to be in it. Woo indeed. Thank you. Whoop whoop. That's the way. And so we're going to be doing that. I also want to run through a few other things. Wanderers represent. Yes, mates. Run through a few other little bits and bobs, and all I have is a silly face of Damian from Ian Marley. Well, that's what this video is largely. And we're going to run through some prizes and such like that. So, this time next week, we will be into the 3rd game, probably, I would have thought, 3rd game of the group stage, and we will see what we'll be playing for. And the things you'll be playing for are, in increasing order of import, the Palantes. Ooh. Can we get a ooh from anyone there? James Broad, hashtag defenders, excellent work. So these are the solid glass Palantes that we have always had in the past. They are things of beauty, and there are, of course, 7 of these, which will go to the... you won't be on... Thank you, Larry, for the ooh. You won't be on 3 losses, Nick. You're going to smash it. Dale and Erebor for the win, I believe. And lots of oohs. I like it. There'll be 7 of these, and they'll be given out for very heroic things. So winning the Palante Cup, the main event, will obviously get you your partnership. Some of these. The most sporting team will also get one of these each. Very important award at our event. The most themed army, chosen by myself and Tom, will get one of these. And the single most heroic act, will be doing that again. So you'll get to write your little heroic acts that you did throughout the week, and see if anyone can beat last year, which I believe was Ori being thrown into a dragon and killing it by wounding it and making it run away, which is pretty spectacular. So those are the Palantes. Then for the 2nd tier tournament, so for the places 9 to 16, I presume that is, the prize is this: Sauron. We have the pop vinyl Saurons. And I just announced a new range of Lord of the Rings ones, which will be pretty exciting. They're coming out in June, I believe. But we have 2 of these, so you'll get these for essentially coming 9th. That's got to be the best 9th prize, 9th place present present prize ever. Rearrange that into a sentence that makes sense. That's pretty exciting. Then, of course, we have the Palantir mug, which will be teams 17 to 24. And here is the prize for the Palantir mug. Ooh. Is that right? Yeah. Every life needs an unexpected journey. So you get this. You will win this for coming 17th in the tournament. It's a pretty good prize for 17th. And then we've expanded this year. To allow for 18. I thought there were 2 Palantir mugs. Thank you, Larry. The pictures on Damian's wall are wonky. No, you're looking at your screen, wonky. That's a beautiful mug, thank you. And we've expanded to 28 teams this year, so there has to be another tournament. And we have the Palantir Cup and the Palantir Plate and the Palantir Mug, and so there's a beautiful mug. You see what people are doing here. The only way to follow that up is with the Palantir Spoon for the first time ever. There we go, the Palantir Spoon. And that will be for the very best teams at the Seven Stones, because that will be for the teams, the 4 worst teams from day one will play out for that. So you'll have an all there you go, Macklin. Excellent stuff. Yeah, indeed. Can anyone challenge Macklin for the spoon? So the 4 worst teams throughout day one will then battle it out in day 2 for the spoon. So a glorious prize for coming 25th at an event. I'm sure you agree. As you can say, these are fresh off our exclusive spoon distributor. So those are the main prizes that we'll be talking about. Obviously, as we said, whilst you do get one of these glorious things for destroying all before you and winning the Palantir Cup, you also, the other 5 of them go for incredibly themed things, people who really get into the spirit of things. And so I would like to take this moment to please remind you, to anyone who hasn't yet shown their hand, about the point of the event. It is an incredibly fluffy event, particularly for any newcomers who haven't done it before. It's incredibly themed and fun and light-hearted event. So please, please, please do not bring anything horrible. Doesn't Maccas have to win? Perhaps. Hashtag 26 from Nick. I think you'd do better than that. Other spoon distributors are available there indeed. And so anyone thinking of we've never had a shaman. We haven't had a single shaman at the tournament in the last 2 years. And that's something I'd like to do. So please leave them behind. Like shades, reavers, ferals, marauders, those kind of things. Hopefully are being left behind. I'll read out some of the armies as we do the draw. And I think a lot of people have already got on board with that, which is awesome news. But please, please, please bear that in mind. There's a lovely little paragraph at the start of the rules pack that kind of talks about the ethos behind the event. Dale, yes, Nick, Dale. You're bringing Dale, aren't you? Yes, you are bringing Dale. And my little mantra for it is that you should not try and you shouldn't try and build an army to win the event. You should try and build the coolest, most fun army you can, and then try and win the event with that army. And believe me, there are already some awful, awful ones coming along. So please do that. Also remember, with your army selection, there is the Arena of Champions. Ooh, Dale OP is the correct response, I believe. Indeed, Dale are so OP. If only they could have a banner. That'd be good, wouldn't it? And so you have to bring 2 heroes for your arenas. So remember, each person's army has to have a hero under 100 points. That then gets topped up with Will, Might and Fate till they cost 100 points. If that sounds utterly baffling to you at the moment, read the rules pack, it's all explained in there, but please make sure you do that. Some people have already asked us for a little bit of dispensation on that, and we're very, very friendly with that to allow different configurations. So please remember to do it. Jamie Giblin, is that you testing it? I don't. Oh, probably the first one. Yes, Jamie, the first one that's on the channel is probably me testing it. You can ignore it. So we've got that. Don't forget to include those heroes in your army. Also, there's a fancy dress competition. Irek says, build to win theme, try to win the contest. Yes, I believe. I still have those screenshots, David. Use them. There's a fancy dress competition, as there has been for the last 2 years. We can't read up here. Sorry, Ian. So do come along with that. There is a prize for it. It is glorious. It's not a bag of marbles. And We want you. There's a fancy dress competition. Brawn and Entwistle fancy dress this year. So please be get into the spirit of things in that, and if you want to come dressed like a bit of a fool, that'll be absolutely marvellous. Bear in mind as well, I mentioned this from last year, the winner of the fancy dress competition is often the person who shows most commitment. So coming in a fantastic costume and then taking it off after 5 minutes and never wearing it again is probably going to do worse than coming in a slightly worse costume and wearing it all day. James Braun says you'll find out in a vaguely threatening manner. Is there a prize for finding Billy's barrel? It's a little too soon still to be talking about Barrelgate. # never forget. But hopefully we might find the long missing barrel of Mr. Ryan, I suppose his name is. So yes, there's a fancy dress competition. Please bring that. There's also a bake sale. So please bring some change along. There will be fresh made cakes as ever at Seven Stones. If anyone wants to bake something and bring it along, by all means do that. That would be wonderful. But yes, we will be having a bake sale, and obviously tea will be available for obvious reasons. And there is also a raffle. As ever, we try and have a big raffle with lots of cool stuff. There's something, hopefully, fingers crossed, there's going to be something incredibly cool in there that's very, very, very new and very, very, very desired by people. So hopefully a very, very special thing will be in that raffle, which will make everyone want to go, ooh, raffle, please. So please bring along a bit of cash for the raffle. My last thing before I do the draw is that the Arena of Champions, Ian Marley says, I'm missing Bullseye. My dad watches Bullseye at this time. It's awful. I can't believe it was ever primetime entertainment. It's really, really weird show. Hector Blog says elk. Don't know what that's about. Mr. Stoblar says O-O.O. Okay. So the Arena of Champions, the final round, is due to finish at 6:15 p.m. Okay. The odds are it will probably overrun a bit. These things normally do. I think it's safe to say we'll probably clear the venue by about 7. We then have our buffet being served at 8. I look a bit like Jim Bowen. I'll take that. He's a handsome individual. Kevin Demansky, hey Damian, hey. And Larry says, what's a Bullseye? It's a fantastic show from before you were born, sir. The arena is, so we'll probably clear the venue at 7. Our buffet's being served at 8, and the quiz, the amazing Fiendish Finchley quiz, run by Miss Lily Miller, most patient of all ladies. David says, read my comment. What? Where? David says, read my comment. Post it again, and if it pops up, I'll read it. I'm sorry. There will be a quiz at 9, and just to reiterate, we have currently 31 people signed up for the buffet, 21 people signed up for the quiz and not the buffet. You'll then be leaving the venue at 7 and have to find somewhere to eat and get back to the pub before 9, which I'm not saying is unachievable, but that is the comment. Right, you just did it. Oh, brilliant. Okay, great. I believe I'm being trolled. So it might be a bit tricky. The pub won't be serving any other food, so that might be a bit of a rush, and you'll also miss out on lovely social times. So all being well, there might, if anyone wants to change their mind, there might still be time to add a few more people to that, but please let me know. If not, you're going to kind of have to run off on your own and try and find a, I don't know, KFC somewhere or something, and sit on your own in the delightful streets of Finchley, and then head back to us for 9. But we won't be able to add anyone to it on the night. It's really, really important I get that across. Okay, so yeah, please by all means message me and let me know if you want to add to that, and I will contact the pub and see if we can. So I believe that's all my admin-y stuff out of the way that I want to talk about, and so let's crack on with the draw. So we have 7 groups this year for the first time. We normally have 6. And we have 28 teams competing, and by wonderful helpfulness, spelling please, Damian. Don't know. Where'd you get those bases? Generation Shift, probably. And so everyone's separated into 14. The picture behind Damian makes it look like he has troll. Something like that. Yeah, marvellous. We have 14 teams of good and 14 teams of evil, which is awesome. So what we've decided to do is to make sure there's 2 of each in each group, so you are guaranteed for day 1 to Dr. Dan prefers catchphrase to bullseye, I would agree, to ensure that you'll have 2 games v good v evil, which is pretty cool. What we're also then going to try and do is with the knockout games on day 2, it's unlikely we'll have an even split of good and evil, but we will try and pair people up good and evil just to keep that kind of cool theme going. So, without further ado, let us crack on. I have the pot of joy containing the good armies and the pot of destiny containing the evil armies, and we're going to go through. So, Group 1. The first good army is, he's watching, it's Nick and Laura with their army of Dale and Erebor. Very exciting. Dale totes OP. They will be being joined by Evil Army. So we see Chris Dan and Josh Triffitt. Ooh. And they're bringing along a Blackgate Evil Army. So I believe that's going to have the Mouth of Sauron, filth. First out the bag, last on the day. Keep the faith, Nick. It's going to have like the Mouth of Sauron, maybe Troll Chieftain, lots of Morannons. And the third team in Group 1, it is... He's watching. It's James Braun and Dan Entwistle. It's a GW staff off. They're bringing their Defenders of Helm's Deep army. So that's probably going to have some... bring them on. That's probably going to have some Glathrin and some elves in there, I believe. And the final evil army joining Group 1 is Luke Bilton and Joshua Chambers, who haven't shown their hand. We just know they're bringing evil, so I don't know what they're bringing. So that is the end of Group 1. All happy with that? Marvellous. Let's move on with tedious predictability to Group 2. The first good army out of that, it's Tom Maynard, 8 Shades. 8 Shades is a great army, isn't it? Yeah, it is 800 points. Thomas Maynard and Ben Camp. And Ben's team are bringing a Last Alliance force, so that's pretty cool. So that's probably going to be made up of a selection of High Elves, I imagine. 16. Do you suggest 16 shamans? I'd actually be alright with that. We said this years ago. Like, we don't want a shaman in an army, but just bring an army of shamans. Well up for that. And joining them in Group 2, we have Paul Tyso and Jake Tyso, whose army is called Saruman's Vanguard. I'm not exactly sure what it contains, but Paul was putting up some pictures of Dunlendings earlier, so I think there's going to be a kind of evil man theme. Come at us with your Dale O penis, says James Braun. Lovely to see the smack talk beginning already. Nick, any response to that? The next good army, he's watching. It's Sam, Jeffrey and Adam Troke with their Defenders of Minas Tirith list, which I believe is Denethor as leader, potentially a Trebuchet and 4 Fountain Guard Corps, because there should only be 4 Fountain Guard. The winners, indeed. And the final team for Group 2 is Ben Kluwer and Bradley Cottington with Azog and Bolg's Day Out. Oh yes, Bradley Gunderbrad is bringing along Denethor and Iolus. Iolus is coming along. Oh, very exciting. And they are bringing Azog and Bolg in a Azog's Legion army. So there we go. There is Group 2. Exciting stuff. Next up, we have moved to Group 3. See if you can stop me see where I'm going with this. And we have Dan Rhea and Liam Rhea and their army of Thor and Dale. That just sounded rude, James, but watch what Mr. McTavish does to Theoden and chums. Oh gods, Denethor versus Azog seems like a poor matchup. So good smack talk between Braun and Baton there. I think Denethor can take Azog. Adam, fear not. Dan and Liam Rhea with Army of Thor and Dale, popular choice this year. Same as Nick and Laura, though presumably slightly different composition, maybe less banners. And the first evil army in Group 3 is James Wilson and Richard Clammer. You said O penis. It's a family show. With their evil army, again, they haven't shown their hands, so perhaps another 8 Shades or perhaps another 16 Shamans. The next good army joining them will be, he's watching, he can't read though, it's Ian Marley and Sean Hunt with their good army, which is, I've forgotten because you changed it. I'm sure I kept a link here. Shire Defence Nonsense. Some Rangers of Arnor and Noldorin Exiles. Larry Miller says that took a moment for me to get. I believe that's in reference to you, Mr. Adam. Down we go. And they are... Oh, God, the system's fallen apart. What was that? Right. Oh dear. Right, that's that. Bear with me. The system has fallen apart. James and Evil. This was all working really well until I forgot what I was on. Cripes. I don't know how I'm going to resolve this, unfortunately. Can someone do me a favour and post up Group 2 and Group 3 in a comment? Oh dear, oh dear. It's all gone to seed. This has gone absolutely chaotically. Can anyone pop that up? The people of Group 2 and the people of Group 3 in a comment? That would be just super. Review for the Palantir team. Right. You see what's happened is they've kind of dropped on top of each other and now I don't know whose was whose. So Ben in their last alliance army. Have I mixed the groups? Yes, that's exactly what I've done. Thank you. Yeah, the joys of live TV, absolutely. If anyone could post their group, that would be super. I've got Sam and Adam. They were with Tom and Ben. I'm fairly sure of that. So then we need some evil armies for them, which was the Azog and Bolg one. Yep, got that. Marvellous. And another evil one. So Adam, were you fighting James Wilson and Richard Clammer or Paul Tyso and Jake Tyso? Alright, Group 1, Nick and Laura. I've got Group 1. Group 1's fine. Don't know. Right, well, if I put one of these in, logic says that goes in there. Evil, good, and good. We need another evil one for Team 3. I'll sort the rest out later. We're all right, we're back. So the final evil team for Group 3 is Gethin Watkins and Josh Devoy with their evil Wild Riders and Mahud Raiders lists. So I believe they have all cavalry. So yeah, we're all good now. We have 4 teams in Group 2 and now we have 4 teams in Group 3. Everything is well with the world. Kind of. So yes, Gethin Watkins and Josh Devoy with Wild Riders and Mahud Raiders. So all mounted evil cavalry. Marvellous. We are now on to Group 4. If I've made any little mix up there, I will fix it when I go back and see the order things were drawn in. So Group 4, back on track. We have Tom Jennings and Benjamin Lawton with their evil force, which is Ugluk and Grit versus Grishnak, Battle of the Maggoty Bread. So that's obviously some sort of taking the hobbits to Isengard. Probably Ugluk with some scouts and Grishnak with some Mordor orcs, hopefully. That's quite cool. The first group, good army in Group 4 will be Billy Fitzmaurice and Steve Keane with their Out of the Frying Pan list, which is, have you seen that? I think Billy put the picture up on the group. Loads and loads and loads of goblins and loads of wargs. So it's a book-themed Out of the Frying Pan list. And the second good army joining them will be Dave Clubley and James Clubley. How can there possibly be that much battery remaining, given that I'm charging my phone? That's a strange thing to come up, isn't it? They are bringing their Gondor list. No more info on that than just Gondor. And the final evil army for Group 4 will be Thomas Jeffrey Higgs and Vincent Goffrey, who have another evil army that they haven't shown their hand. So that is another 8 shades, presumably. So there we go. That is the end of Group 4. They're fine. On to Group 5. And we start with the Blogs brothers, which is Hector and Sylvester, and they are bringing the Breaking of the Fellowship. So that is they're bringing the Fellowship of the Ring as they appear at Amon Hen, so without Gandalf and such. And the first evil army joining them is Luke Midgley and Martin Seed with their army. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard, so I think they're going for a similar sort of thing as whoever was doing it a minute ago with Ugluk and Grishnak, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. The next good army to join Group 5 is Ryan Hinch and Alan Crooks with their Defenders of the Deeping Wall list. So again, possibly a duplicate of Dan and James going on there. Obviously, there's a lot of variance in that. You can take between Aragorn and Legolas and Haldir. Oh, whoa, all the comments. Whoa, where'd they all appear? I've just had a load of comments turn up. Brilliant. The Fellowship's playing, fair play, blogs, bros, that's awesome. Yes, marvellous. And the final team in Group 5 is Jack Brennan and Clayton Hodges with their Isengard and Azog's Legion, and they've called that Saruman's Puppets Through the Ages. So that is the end of Group 5. Put them over there, don't put them near the other ones. And on to Group 6. And the first good army for Group 6 is Callum Farbrother, some brutal buffering. That's probably what delayed the comments. Callum Farbrother and Katrina Miller with... Someone just said they copied us with the Defenders of Helm's Deep. It's more Defenders of Helm's Deep. That's the third one. Third Defenders of Helm's Deep army we've got. So it's obviously a pretty traditional partnership and alliance. So very popular this year. And the first evil army in Group 6, Dave Farmer and Matt Maslin Hunt with Goblin Town and Umbar, which is a slightly unheard of alliance. I've seen a picture of some Corsons. Nick says, reckon they painted them yet, James? We made it cool. Yeah, Braund and Entwistle, presumably the only possible explanation, as the trend says. And the second good army in Group 6 is James Watt and Callum Edens with... It is a lovely thematic army. Hey, freaks, what are you on about, mate? Are you a troll? Hi, welcome. Erebor Reclaimed. Reavers and the Goblin King. Oh, no. Well, we can hope not. I presume it won't be Reavers and the Goblin King, will it, guys? Surely not. Erebor Reclaimed there, which will presumably maybe some Champions of Erebor, maybe some Iron Hills, which is cool. Haven't had any of them come out yet. And the final evil army is Tom Seacombe and Kieran Street with an evil list. Again, haven't shown their hand on the group. But given that it's Tom and Kieran, I severely doubt that's going to be 8 shades. Well, let's face it, 8 shades. Awful army. And the final group. Something terrible's happened. The final group appears to be Chris Murphy and Larry Miller with Flight to the Ford. That's the army that's often been discussed on the Palantir, which I think is currently winning the award for worst army. Appearing, I think we're talking about Glorfindel, a bunch of hobbits. I think maybe Aragorn. Could be alright. Could be absolute dreck. We haven't. I'm not a freaking troll, dude. Okay. Mordor. Oops. Thea Howard and Richard Joyner, the Battle of Faunus. You put too many good armies in Group 5, I think. That could lead to something. Yeah, because what I've ended up here is with... I should have put too many evil armies in Group 5, I think. Thea Howard and Richard Joyner with the Battle of Fornost. Thomas Macklin and James Baldwin with the Last March of the Ents, including the event-exclusive Quick Beam profile. And Jay Acharya and Camille Domansky with their evil force, leading 3 good armies and 1 evil army in the final group. That doesn't make any sense. So, as you know, to get ratings up, we've made a catastrophic mistake as ever. Adam seems to think it happened around the Group 5 mark. There's some group that's got too many evil armies in it. I'm going to go through, find that, and then swap one of those for one of the good armies, and then type it up. Yeah, controversy. It's all intentional to get people talking about it. Have you seen that catastrophically bad video on YouTube? Go and watch it. It's quite the car crash. So there we go. I'll fix that somehow. I'm not going to do the group again because, let's face it, it'll probably just go worse. We'll maintain what we've got, but wherever there's some group with 3 evil armies in it, I'll take one of them out and swap it for one of the good armies. I could probably do it live. Evil, good. It's not that group. There we go. This is good content. Evil, good. It's not like so tense. Evil. Got it. This is it. So it is the one. It's the group with Dave Clubley and James Clubley, Thomas Jeffrey Higgs and Vincent Godfrey, Tom Jennings and Benjamin Lawton, and Billy Fitzmaurice and Steve Keane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out Thomas Jeffrey Higgs and Vincent Godfrey, and I'm going to swap them for Thomas Macklin and James Baldwin. There we go. So our final group, Group 7, is in fact Jay Acharya and Camille Demansky, Thomas Jeffrey Higgs and Vincent Godfrey, Theo Howard and Richard Joyner, and Chris Murphy and Larry Miller. That is Group 7. And the other group, don't know what it is, 4, 5 or 6, one of these, is now in fact Billy Fitzmaurice and Steve Keane, Tom Jennings and Benjamin Lawton, Thomas Macklin and James Baldwin, and David Clubley and James Clubley. I don't think that could have gone better. So he's strong. We trust in you. I appreciate the support here. Straight in the pics on the wall. No, I've got no time for this. We trust in you. You can do it. He's edgy. I like it. Thank you for the support. That's Group 5, I think. It sounds like a wonderful, fun group too. I'm glad you agree. That's the one that went back over there, is it? Yes. So I will probably not suggest anyone watches this video because it probably won't help tell you what group we're in. But I think we got there in the end. I think we have our groups. They've all been separated out nicely, and I will type up a nice version of this and put it in. Hopefully everyone knows what group they're in, and has all that information. This has been an absolute ramshackle production, as people are probably used to from us. But what it has done is essentially hopefully got the information out there, and hope you might have enjoyed it. That is the group draw for 7 Stones. I will get things typed up and published so that everyone knows for absolute sure which group they're in. And beyond that, all that's left is to say see you next week. I cannot wait for it. It is a week away today. I'm sure it's going to be a great weekend. Really excited about it. I hope you are too. Thanks for bearing with me. I like... Larry Miller says, I like how they've kept the Palantir theme by having everything fall apart several times. And Irex says, it's the best thing you've done in the last 32 minutes. That's all I can ask for, really, isn't it? So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. We will see you next week. By all means, comment below if you've got anything else. And we'll be in touch on the group, I suppose. But have a great week. Ian Marley, I wish I was in Group 1. I might have remembered what group I was in. Yeah, before it all went. But I think we're all right with Group 1, Group 4, Group 6 and 7. So nearly half, just over half the group should know what they're in. We will see you next week for an awesome weekend. I really can't wait. And I hope it will be brilliant. See you next weekend, guys. Until next time, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Support your Hobbit host by clicking the links below. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Support your Hobbit hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.